Hi everybody, I'm Roger, and today I'm going to share with you just a real quick video on 3 things I really wish I had known before I bought my Starcraft Launch. Let me start out by saying I love the Starcraft, I love the Launch. We've been very happy with this camper. We've had a lot of great memories and a lot of good times, and our sales experience with Camping World was also exceptional. I would buy a Starcraft trailer again in a heartbeat. And I would work with Camping World again in a heartbeat. But that said, 3 things I wish I had known before I bought my travel trailer, and this probably applies to pretty much any travel trailer with the features that this one has. So here we go. So, number 1, the bumper. We love riding our bicycles when we go camping, and one of the first questions we had was, can we put a hitch on the bumper and be able to put our bike rack on there to tow our bicycles? We were told, yep, absolutely, and we were shown the product that we could use for that. Camping World had that in stock when we picked up our trailer, and we got the orientation from our service department. What we didn't realize, and after I discovered it, I realized it's a very common problem, but our bumper actually started to break off from the frame. The welds had cracked, and it was pretty bad, but the good news is I discovered it while our camper was in the storage facility. So of course I took the bikes off. I had to get the bumper re-welded, and then in order to reinforce it, I bought some brackets that you can see here in the video. Those are aftermarket brackets, and I wish I had known about that bumper issue, because again, it's a very common problem. When I googled it, I discovered that a lot of campers have this problem, and some of them wind up finding out really the hard way going down the highway and discovering that their bicycles or whatever they may have mounted back there are dragging down the road. So we lucked out on that one, but I really wish someone would have told me that, because when I called Camping World to explain what had happened, I don't even think I finished the sentence, and the gentleman in the service department said, oh, you completely voided your warranty by doing that. You're not supposed to be mounting anything to the bumper. Again, they were the ones that shared with me the hitch adapter to put on the bumper in the first place, and it was the service department that shared that with me. So I was a little bummed out about that. Item number 2, I really wish I had known. We have a Norcold refrigerator freezer in our camper, and we really like that. It's a larger unit, and it was one of the features that we really liked about the camper when we bought it. What we didn't know, and later found out was a very common problem, is the bracket where the hinge for the door mounts to the box of the refrigerator is just made out of plastic. And we had just gotten home from a camping trip, so again, we kind of lucked out because we discovered this problem not on the road and not in a campground, but actually, you know, in a very manageable environment at home. So what had happened, we had just gotten back from a camping trip. My wife and I heard a loud crash from inside the camper, opened the door. The entire door of the refrigerator had fallen off. It had broken off. And of course there was stuff everywhere, and it was a big mess to clean up. So of course I googled that and discovered very common problem, and in fact Norcold actually sells a reinforcement bracket, and they advertise that in case you think you're going to be overloading your refrigerator door. I think that they know that there's actually a very common problem with that plastic fitting, so we wound up buying that bracket. You can see that here in the video, and I wound up using JB Cold Weld to reinforce that hinge, and so far it has worked fine. Hopefully that will continue to work, but had I known beforehand, I would have bought that bracket before, that reinforcement bracket before the door would have obviously fallen off. I wish I had known that. So that was item number 2. And then item number 3 has to do with the hot water heater. Many campers probably know you should drain your hot water heater when you are going to be storing for a long period of time. I made the mistake of not doing that. Our first camping trip, the hot water heater, it really stunk bad like rotten eggs. So I've always drained it after that. But what my hot water heater on this unit the way it's kind of configured, it's very hard to get a socket or a wrench in there to get that drain plug, that nylon plug out of there to do the drain. So I had to buy a little low profile socket, and you can see that here in the video. I think I got that off of Amazon for a very nominal amount of money, and that makes draining the hot water heater very simple compared to the way I had to do it before, where I had to remove like a heat shield to get out of the way so I could get a wrench or a socket in there to actually get that drain plug out. So I wish I had known those three things before I bought my Starcraft Launch. Again, love the Starcraft. And really did love our experience with Camping World, not only for the purchase but also service for a minor recall on the front stone shield that Camping World took care of for us. It was a great experience. And Starcraft, I read Trailer Life religiously, and I have never seen Starcraft or the Launch written up in the consumer complaint section, so I'm really happy about that. So I would do the Launch again in a heartbeat. I'd do a Starcraft again in a heartbeat, and I would work with Camping World again in a heartbeat. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching.